Hello, hello, hello. Hi, everyone. Wow, it is wild to be sitting here on this side of the table. Happy Juneteenth and happy anniversary, Transplanners. Welcome to our very special Juneteenth one-shot. No matter if you're tuning in for the first or 100th time, we are Transplanar RPG, an all transgender, people of color led actual play channel telling stories set in an original, non colonial, anti Orientalist multiverse. This means that we stand against genocide and ethnic cleansing and support all oppressed peoples of the world struggling against injustice, imperialism, and colonization. We must use our voices to build solidarity and fight for the world we wish to see. And to that end, free Sudan, free DRC, free Palestine, fuck ICE, and free all oppressed peoples of this world. Thank you for showing up to our story. If you're watching right now, you're here for Freedman Summer Sanctuary for Extraordinary Youth, a very special charity Demigods one-shot featuring the best cast that I could ever ask for. But before we get started, allow me to introduce my dope-ass cast, starting with Dare.
Somehow, I knew it was me. Still forgot for about 2 seconds. Hi, everybody. My name is Dare, pronouns she, they, they, it. That's all four of them, I'm pretty sure. I am here to be absolutely not a problem. Am I playing a trickster of some sort? Who can say? Not me. Anyway, I am ready to be a nightmare tonight for everybody present. So I'm going to throw it over to Gwen.
Whoa, that's me. Hi, everybody. My name is Gwen. Use she, her pronouns, and I'm so excited to be here. I won't be the problem. I'll say that right now. I'm just here for vibes. It's okay. I'm vibe casted, so it's all good. No problems there. And I will just go ahead and pass over to Austin.
Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Austin. My pronouns are he, they, she. Tonight we're playing Callie Jackson, or KK. If you're friends, you aren't yet. Callie's pronouns are she, they. My playbook is the Celestial, and my divine parent is Artemis. Everybody is shocked. You're all shocked and surprised. I'm going to pass it to Candace.
Hello, my name is Candace, also known as Candace the Magnificent. My pronouns are they, she, and a sprinkle of he. Tonight I am playing Kiki Carver, who is the Verdant playbook. I am not going to be the problem, but I will be a pot stirrer and an enabler, so look out for that. What else am I supposed to say? I've already forgotten. It's not important. You'll find out in the game.
I love this vibe already. Before we get started, I just want to give a little disclaimer. Tonight's stream is going to be a little bit different than usual and reference a few topics that aren't normally seen on this channel. I want to take the time out to give a disclaimer as well as give some information about the importance of this day, in particular here in the United States. So everyone talks big shit about Independence Day, which everyone knows is on July 4th and goes all the way back to 1776. But what everyone loves to ignore is the fact that not everyone in America was free during the signing of the Declaration of Independence. And that it wasn't until after the Civil War that true independence was gained. So on January 1st of 1863, the president at the time, Abraham Lincoln, signed what is known as the Emancipation Proclamation, which declared the abolition of slavery. However, there were some that were hell-bent on keeping their slaves, which they deemed was their right. Certain slave owners took the Emancipation Proclamation as only freeing the states within the Confederate States of America, and that those states that were on the border were exempt from the Declaration. Of course, I lost my spot. Here it is. It wasn't until after the Civil War ended in the summer of 1865 when Black Union troops from the North traveled to Galveston, Texas on June 19th, 1865, to declare that the remaining slaves on the plantations were indeed free, with the reading of an executive order known as General Order Number 3. General Order Number 3 proclaimed that all enslaved were now free, which included the personal rights of property and personal rights between the former masters and the slaves, and that the connection between those two parties from that point forward would be that of employer and hired labor. However, the order did stipulate that the now emancipated slaves would quietly remain at their present homes, read plantations, but now work for wages. After the emancipation of formerly enslaved people, they left the South in what's called the scatter in the post-antebellum South in droves, where the celebration of this day went with it all across the country. Today, Juneteenth is known by many names, including Emancipation Day, Jubilee Day, Freedom Day, Second Independence Day, and many others that celebrate the true independence of the millions of enslaved that were here in the United States. And even with its founding all the way back in 1865, the celebration of Juneteenth declined over the years until it saw a resurgence during the Civil Rights era in the 1950s and 60s. However, it was not until 2021 where this day was actually declared a federal holiday. This would be only the second federal holiday that was approved by a sitting president since Ronald Reagan, approved Martin Luther King Day in 1983. Today, this holiday is celebrated in droves amongst Black people all across the country. And I wanted to take this time to celebrate true freedom, our ancestors, and remind everyone that there is still work that needs to be done. None of us are free until we all are. And with that in mind, Dare?
Hi there, I'm Big Money Dare. Tonight we have the absolute pleasure of raising funds for the T.S. Madison Starter House, an innovative housing initiative designed to support and empower Black trans women engaged in sex work in Atlanta, Georgia. We're looking to hit 700. I know we've already done more than that today, donated this week, so use donate in Twitch chat to help us smash that goal. And let's continue smashing as someone who's very good at smashing in general and support our community. If you're in the YouTube chat, our donation link is pinned in the top of the chat. We do, of course, have some incentives as well for donating, so Gwen, if you could take it away.
So incentives. When you give $10, you can give Fate's Favor or Disfavor, which is Demigod's version of Advantage and Disadvantage for you regular viewers. Any player, or you can give that to any player or Sam. For 25, will weaken one of the obstacles in our hero's way. You should do that. And finally, for $50, we will give our demigods divine favor. You should also do that. A narrative boon from their godly parent. Use ! Donate to reap the rewards and help our demigods. That's us.
I'm taking the mic now. In addition to all of that, and also thanks to our incredible sponsors at Demigods RPG, for every $10 donated, you will also get an entry into our giveaway for a digital PDF of the Demigods RPG. Similarly, for every $25 donated, you get an entry into the physical copy of the game. So let's say you donated a random number like $50 right now. You can give Divine Favor and get 5 tickets in the PDF raffle or 2 tickets in the physical raffle. Make sure you note which one you'd like and use giveaway in chat to learn more. I wasn't joking. Donate right now. That's a threat.
So speaking of threats, are you ready to celebrate 5 years of Transplanar RPG? I don't think I have to threaten you, y'all. They're so fucking good. Because we certainly are ready. Join us every Wednesday and Saturday in June to kick off half a decade of Transplanar RPG with reruns, special streams, one-shots, and more. We have a full schedule listed on our social media and in our Discord channel, so use !anniversary or !schedule in chat to check it out, and join us weekly for more mess.
This special Transplanar RPG Demigods one-shot is a dark fantasy actual play series that deals with content that may be triggering for some viewers, this stream in particular. The content warnings for this stream may include gentrification, sexual themes, depictions of food and eating, drug and alcohol use, references to sex, romantic and complicated relationships, talks of religion and divinity, economic disadvantages, historical references to the transatlantic slave trade and emancipation, bugs and very large bugs, wild animals, forests, small enclosed spaces, loss of home, blood, references to death and loss of loved ones. So you can do !CW in chat at any time to see our content warnings, or as I like to call them, self-care tips. Please take care of yourselves. And with that started, let's start. The camera pans high up over a large swath of land, acres, really, and it is a hot day. And when I say hot, I mean fucking hot. Like one of those kind of days when you walk outside and your glasses fog up and it's hard to take a deep breath. And then when you look off across the horizon, you see heat radiating up from the ground, that kind of southern heat. This land is overgrown, and for every acre or so, you see a home that's a bit tattered for wear, but you can tell it is still loved and lived in. Off to the side of the surrounding acres of this land is what can only be considered chaos in comparison to the calm demeanor of the town we see nestled within the hub of it. Tall skyscrapers, modern homes, and condominiums litter the edges of the serene town. The sections of walls, chain link fences, bulldozers, and cranes create less than an ideal country backdrop for this town, but the locals make it work with what they can. Overgrown grass and tall trees shade sections of this small town from the unrelenting heat with a small dirt road that runs throughout the middle, branching off into the different driveways of these homes. Some of these homes sit on large farms with tractors and tilling equipment that are scattered across the fields. Farm animals of all kinds, from horses to chickens to sheep to pigs to cows, mow about on their land, running free and without care within the bounds of their farm's respective land. To the regular eye, the mortal eye, this is what we see. But our camera focuses in a little closer on one house in particular. One home that's a tad bit different from the others. This house clearly shows its age, older than all the rest on the block with a simple framework and old-aged wood, and a small front porch. The lone rocking chair sits still in the slight heated breeze that the summer feels oh so kind to provide us with. The front door of this home is ajar, and upon first glance into the home, you can almost get an idea of its humble tale of creation. History was made here. Lives were lived here. Generations were loved here. But this home is only one part of our story. As our camera pans around this house to the large backyard and closer in, the screen begins to shimmer and glitch, almost as if the camera and the audience themselves were being pushed past some invisible barrier that allowed you to see past this facade? Illusion? Myth? No, not myth, but a very, very real place. A real place protected by some very ancient forces and only accessible to a very special few. A special few like you four and our viewers. Welcome to Freedman's Summer Sanctuary for Extraordinary Youth. A summer camp, a safe space, a helm of protection for us and by us. And by us, I mean demigods. For over 2 centuries, this camp has stood the test of time, being a beacon here in this small town for demigod youth and teens from all across the nation, spanning a plethora of pantheons, big and small. Our camera settles in on the lively community village, the main square of our summer camp, as we begin our counselor's week of training for the first session of summer that starts in just 1 week. All around, we see other camp counselors and administration booths checking in the incoming counselors for numerous camp sessions that are aligned for this upcoming summer. Ironically deemed the square, it's actually a really long street that's lined with booths and vendors that are manned by those that work at the camp, and then some from the local town that the camp sits nestled within. All of them are timmering with excited chattering. Others are trading goods and food for different services. Music booms through the camp-wide sound system, and lively colors and patterns and sigils of numerous divine lineages that inhabit the camp here are displayed proudly amongst the vendors and the decor of the village. It's hard to escape the delicious smells of barbecue, fresh fried fish right out the grease with all the fixins that fill your noses as soon as you step on property. As for you, my 4 demigods, the feeling of home settles in your spirits. What once was that hot summer heat, practically unbearable just moments before, now, upon entering this sacred ground, is a comfortable temperature. Your skin is now shimmering and moisturized. The golden hues of your complexion are now on full display, much like the community around you. The camp is getting ready for the highlight of Counselors Week, everyone's favorite time, the Welcome Day block party. So, we pan in a little off into the side of the village and we see a lone tree. Candace, who are you? What do you look like? And what are you currently doing to get ready for or prep for the block party?
As you push in, you see Kiki Carver. She is like a medium brown, golden brown skin. Her hair is dark at the root, but as it kind of goes out into these kinks and coils and curls, anyone who looks at her a little too long sees it's kind of mossy rather than hair. She is very thick and curvy, really wide, rounded hips, heavy breasts. They have a very kind of goddess-looking shape. She comes from the goddess Oshun, is her mother, and they like kind of radiate this energy, and they are in an inverted position on their head doing some yoga, kind of communing with the grass. There's like a tendril of grass up her back to give her that support that she needs. And I think in her mouth is a really beautiful and very burned down joint.
I love that. So as you are sitting down, lighting a joint, you feel a nice soothing breeze escape past you. And what happens is you see a very tall, brown-skinned person. God dang it, where are they at? Yeah. So you see a very tall, brown-skinned person. She has light locks, light-colored blonde locks that sit at her shoulders, a little past it. And you see, actually, that she has on her shirt, she has a little emblem that is similar to yours. You would recognize this as the symbol of your divine parent, Oshun. This is Journey Freedman. Journey, she is head of the kitchens, and she wants to know what exactly are we looking at. Kiki, I'm trying to double check and make sure we have everything. I know you're on break. I'm so sorry. Do we have I can't find the loaves of white bread. I only saw a couple loaves like that were sitting off over to the side. I thought we had more, but I can't seem to find it. And Mabel is really getting on me. She wants me to make sure that everything is on point, and I can't. I can't believe.
Baby, it's all gonna be totally fine. I'm gonna help you. Do you need this? She takes the joint out of her mouth. Her lips are really plush and very glossy, and she hands it over with these like big dark eyes looking at her intently. You could use just a little bit of a chill pill, man.
She looks around. making sure that no one is able to see. And then she takes a really long drag off of it.
Don't be ashamed. Mother Nature provides, okay?
As always, I say. So do you know where that loaf of bread is?
On any other day, I would have said I probably ate it. But I have been here for some time, so I know it wasn't me. When was the last place you said you saw it?
I saw only a couple of loaves that were right off over to the side near the batter for the fish, but I can't. Maybe I'm just overlooking it in the pantry. Don't worry about it. Thank you. Appreciate it.
I'm gonna
Always.
come with you. It sounds like this might be a 2-person job.
I have this. I totally got this. Journey is new to the position of head chef here at camp. But damn it, if she does not try her damnedest to make sure that everything is right, and that she can do it. She's only gonna ask for help as a last resort. So Journey just salutes and turns and runs back into the direction of the mess hall.
Kiki calls after her. Listen, when in doubt, you can ask the Son of God. He's like all about those loaves. Just like he'll whip you up something. Just ask him. He's really cute. Beard, afro.
Oh, the one with the really tight butt and the eyes that look like little gold coins.
Yes, them Hazel's girl. Yes.
And Journey smirks. I'll go ask them. And she turns in the direction. So, moving past from this scene, we swing on over just a little bit further outside of the perimeter of the camp. Austin, who are you? What do you look like? And what are you currently doing to prep for the block party?
Callie Jackson. Hey, Johnson or Jackson? I keep fucking changing her name. Callie J.
So deeply unserious.
Callie
Changing my
J,
notes.
as people call her, because she never gives her last name, is totally canon. I just came up with, not because I'm a bimbo, I can't remember my own name.
Already. This is the best thing ever.
She's like 6'2", and so like she's 6'2", and she's not like a plump 6'2". She's like a hard 6'2". She is walking around. She's just in like her sports bra and like some shorts because it's hot as fuck. She is like she's like the tight muscles of someone who is clearly like an archer and a fighter.
Tell me more.
She has a scar from her collarbone that goes like up over her shoulder down to like the tip of her like tailbone. She has that kind of skin that like reflects the sun back. She's like dark, like I can't say that. Like
Maybe say Grace Jones. Say Grace Jones. Give yourself an easy out.
Right, say Grace Jones.
Grace Jones. And I think the thing that's the most shocking about Callie is she has this like very soft, like beautiful face. Like the camera like pans around to her face, and I think like some people go, oh, huh, okay. She doesn't wear any makeup or anything, but it is like this like very soft, like this like naturally just like beautiful face. She's walking around. It looks like kind of in the middle of nowhere out here. Just sort of looking out like past the perimeter.
I love how no one asked you to do this, Callie.
It's important. Because I know it needs to be done.
So as you are walking around the perimeter itself, you hear there's a little walkie-talkie that you should be carrying on your person as you're walking and doing a perimeter check. And over the walkie-talkie, you just hear, "We don't need you at the perimeter, Cal. Go to Welcome Day. We got this covered. Over."
With all due respect, if no one was checking the perimeter, then someone needs to check the perimeter. So making sure that no one needs to check the perimeter later, because it'll already be checked. Over.
They clearly can't argue with that. There is logic behind it, but still, they are wanting you to enjoy yourself. We will send someone over right now from groundskeeping. We'll send Deny. We'll send Deny over. She'll
Groundskeeping? I'm sorry. Do you fucking hate me?
No one hates you.
You think someone can do this better than me?
No one ever said that you couldn't do this better.
Okay, then what's the fucking problem then?
We want you to enjoy your time at camp. You don't have to work yet.
Do you not think this isn't fun for me? You know how long it's been since I shot somebody?
Any normal person would not find this fun. Please.
Oh, so now I'm not normal. Okay.
For that reason,
Okay.
for that reason alone,
Turn the radio off.
And the radio goes silent.
No, I'm afraid of one like this. I want to see where that person is.
Oh my god.
You want to see where that person is? Golly.
Yeah, I have long view. I have the ability to look over vast distances with perfect clarity.
God damn.
Deeply unserious. Okay. Let's see. Do you have to roll for anything for it, or is it just
No, I just have the ability. I'm able to look across vast distances with perfect clarity.
Okay. You see that who you were talking to is sitting in a security office that's looking at a big wall of cameras and is watching you on one specific camera, looking at every other camera and has a earpiece in their ear, and they're trying to calm down whoever the fuck it is that is yelling at them to get you off of the perimeter and get you closer into where the rest of the teams are.
I'd like to find a rock, please.
Jesus Christ, Austin, you find a rock.
I pick up this rock. I put my bow down and take the slingshot on my back pocket. I'd like to shoot this rock through the window in the building room with a little note attached that says "On my way."
God damn it. Okay. I don't even know if I could.
I can roll dice if you like.
I'm not even gonna. I was trying to see if there was something that I could do to make you like what could possibly you could roll for this. But there is none. You just do it. It's fine.
I shoot that. I turn my radio on. Did you get my message?
You know you're gonna have to pay for that window you broke, right? It's coming out of your paycheck.
Oh no, because I care about money.
Whatever. And the radio turns off.
Callie's satisfied when she walks back.
Jesus Christ.
Deranged.
So
keep that.
As Callie continues to walk around and walk back closer to where the welcome party is at, we hear the loud cranking sound of a car engine and tires that are squealing up on gravel and coming to a halt. Gwen, who are you? What do you look like? And what are you currently doing?
Nessie Boatman. is pulling up to the spot that she knew was going to be there. She wasn't worried about it. In this massive van. She has just got back from road tripping from the West Coast, and she made it just in time, like she knew she would. And this van pulls up. It has this mural wrapped around it of skeletons having like a nice day at the beach. And she immediately pops open the door, kills the engine, and you see this young woman come out, and she has very tanned skin with really egregious swimsuit tan lines, so it kind of betrays how light she actually is. And she is wearing a bikini top that is obscured a bit by a lace shawl over there, and she is wearing these athletic shorts that have little lace windows so you can see the bikini bottom underneath. And she has this long, dark hair that is wavy because it's actually waves, as it is flowing black water that cascades and ruptures around her shoulders and go all the way down to the ground, where you see her sandals that have straps all the way up her legs and thighs with little spikes on them. Everything that she's wearing is black, which is contrasting when you look up to her golden eyes that are literal gold coins, if you know what to look for, with skulls embossed in them. And if you were close enough to hear her breathing, you would just hear gentle waves as the daughter of Charon the boatman has arrived. And she runs around the back of the van, pops it open, and pulls out a massive crate of drinks. They are completely mismatched, some of them alcoholic, some of them not. And she immediately sets them down on a crate somewhere, probably on somebody else's booth, immediately hands one off to somebody, and starts just handing them out to the people nearest to her.
You are passing out drinks, and you kind of get the feeling that someone is coming up behind you before you actually get a chance to. When they walk up to you, they tower over you. She is, sorry, they're about 6'7" very, very tall, brown, deep brown skin, close crop fade. You would recognize this as Marseille Ree. Marseille is the head of the water activities department. They hand you your camp shirt, and you notice that they are wearing a little necklace that hangs from their neck with the symbol of a trident. Their divine parent, Poseidon. Nessie! Right in the nick of time as usual, huh?
Yeah, of course. I was gonna be there. Nessie is like 5'5", so is like fully looking up.
Now, forgive me if I'm a bit confused, but water activity directors, such as ourselves, and you, were supposed to be here yesterday to recertify for your swimming test before we're able to put you with a group of demis.
Do we really need certifications? You don't have a drink in your hand, by the way.
Rules. Fine. And they grab the one out of your hand, crack it open, and toss half of it back. Regardless of the situation, Nessie, rules are rules, and you know Mabel will absolutely lose it if everything is not up to P's and Q's. We need everybody, all of our lines crossed, all of our I's dotted. Mabel's really feeling the pressure this summer. We got to make sure that things are on the up and up.
Don't worry, I'll breeze through it. I mean, the next thing you're gonna tell me is that you need to be certified to be a lifeguard.
You do need to be certified to be a lifeguard.
You need a
yes.
certification to save someone's life? I'm a reaper.
Regardless of who your divine parent is, has nothing to do with the fact that safety is still important in relation to the terms of the camp. Nobody wants a lawsuit, demigod or not. I'm just saying.
And when have I ever done anything wrong?
Just last summer when you flooded the pool with that weird stuff. I don't know what it is.
That was on purpose.
That's not
It was a good time.
for
You should have
who?
been there. For
I had to clean it
everybody
up.
at the party. Oh,
I
you
had to
weren't.
clean it up.
Oh, you should have came.
It took me
and
6
then-
hours. I didn't sleep that night.
And what an experience that was for you.
Nessie, just make sure you're at the pool and at 6 o'clock so that you can do your damn test. Okay. And Marseille throws their hands up in wild frustration. Nessie is a great worker, but also very strange, kind of at the same time. And our camera swooshes around from the departing form of Marseille, and we pull up directly in front of Community Village. There, your character is just arriving the last second. Who are you? What do you look like? And what are you currently doing?
Yeah, so Talia, Tall Hughes, as you may know her, they have just sort of gotten out of the back of a convertible. They were not driving it. There's two people in the front seats. They sort of give them both a little kiss on the cheek and say, "Oh, I'll absolutely call y'all the second I'm done with this. You know, lovely meeting y'all. We're on for dinner the second I'm back."
Oh my God, we hit our goal. We're
I love
over
that.
1K. That's
Hey,
Shit.
that's cool. I want 1,500. I'm greedy. I'm a greedy bit. Run it.
please and
Run
thank
it.
you. I'm so sorry to cut your scene. I have
you're
a
fine, you're
favor. I have a fate's favor and a disfavor. Thank you, whoever sent that to
Oh
me.
my
And
God.
Dare, you also have a one favor, fate's favor
As
to use.
Scott's favorite child. Anyway,
Mhm.
as I get out of the back of this convertible, you see I have like almost like a pack that is like a bit of a go bag, just like a bunch of the essentials, a couple of clothes, and a big black trash bag of a bunch of other clothes that I super was ready for this on time. You see Talia, who is wearing like I think a mostly black and white outfit. There's bits that are like sort of dangling off her fingers like little chains and stuff. She is the daughter of Anansi. Not shocking. I'm playing a trickster goddess. Her skin is a deep like cocoa brown. Her lips sort of have a bit of a sheen and a shine to them. There is a red birthmark resembling that of like an hourglass, like on the back of the Black Widow, underneath her left eye. Her hair, her hair is like in locks in a bun. It's kind of messy. A few of them like sort of falling in front of her face. Little white dye to them as well, sort of running up her hair. And as they sort of, I don't want to say rush, but they move a little bit expedited to the gate.
As you are moving closer to the gate, Hall, you walk up to one of the community village sign-in desks where you have to sign in at, and there at the desk is another fine specimen, 6'2", kind of swole in the chest, and a smile that will actually melt even the iciest of souls. Bakari Moore. You all know them. They are the child of Dionysus. So they work in the theater department, and other different camp activities themselves. And they slide over your marigold colored counselor shirt. Tall.
Yes, hi, how are you doing today?
What's up, baby girl? How you been?
I'm doing wonderful. You know me, I have never been in trouble a day in my life. I do love the color, it tends to match my eyes. And anyway, so I'm absolutely already signed in, right? Someone was supposed to do that already? Because you know I'm going to be here on time every time.
Mm-hmm. And he smiles, winks at you, and then goes flipping through the paperwork, finds your name. Yeah, somebody absolutely signed you in already, and he grabs a pencil and
Didn't I tell you I was good for it?
Always, just make sure that you're on time. We do have to set up the arts and crafts room tomorrow, and we also probably should take a look at the costumes in the department as well too. Just make sure that they're not smelling like mothballs and last summer's funk.
You know me. I may not always be there on time, but I'm always there at the right time. Don't worry, I'll take care of it.
I'm hoping the right time is on time tomorrow.
I think at this point, they are already kind of like taking the shirt and slipping away. Exactly. Whatever you just said. You're lovely, you're beautiful. Just stay pretty for me. And like already throwing their shirt on and just kind of moving through this space as if they have both been here the entire time, and if they've done this every time they first show up.
I love this. I love y'all. This is great. All right. So as you are making your way away, from them, and they are definitely looking over their sunglasses at you as you depart. The music that is being played is paused for an announcement over the loudspeakers of the camp. Welcome all to another summer session at Freedman's. Welcome Day is beginning shortly, and you do not want to miss the opening ceremonies. Meet us at the trunk. The trunk, as you all know it, is the middle of the campgrounds, the road that runs just behind the community village. And if you were looking from the overview at the camp, the trunk would be the tree. It looks like a tree, and the community village sits itself at the roots of the tree. Up towards the branches are where the rest of the camp is located, as well as the dining hall, mess hall. And on opposite sides of the trunk are starting to fill up with a group of semi-large camp counselors and other administrations. Everyone is starting to grab plates full of piping hot food from the buffet tables, filling red Solo cups full of bug juice or some other juice, depending on if you got in contact with Nessie or not yet. But tables and chairs litter the in-betweens, and a large DJ booth is set up right up at the top, right in front of the mess hall itself. There are some counselors that are dancing and chatting with each other. We have other small groups that are strolling, representing their local or their fraternity or sorority. But regardless of the situation, y'all, time is being had. So, do you all kind of come together and sit at a table together? Do you mingle first?
Where is Callie at?
I find Talia. I think it's like this. I think as you're slipping away, I'm like leaning on a building and walking past, and you're late again.
Now, what is late in the grand scheme of the universe? I am simply on time as I need to be. But more importantly, why are you starting with that? Hi, nice to see you. It's been a minute. You look great, by the way. All things you could say to me, I can also say them back And for just clarity, Tal is 5'7". She is a wiry little fuck.
I'm starting with it because you were late again, and you said you weren't gonna...
I wasn't. If you check the sign-ins, I was signed in before you, actually. So, which one of us was actually late?
Well, you, because you were... I, like, point in direction, like, 2 hours that way when you got signed in.
Oh,
I checked.
You pay so much attention to me. I love it.
Well, I saw your name, but you weren't at camp.
And you were spending so much time searching for me, too. I was here, spiritually, just not physically yet. I was ready, emotionally and mentally.
Pause real quick. Austin, you should probably continue to threaten people because we're at $1,600 now.
Yeah,
Go.
Okay, so,
Go.
hear me out. Hear me out. That's not enough. I lied when I said I want $1,500. I want $2,200.
These are rookie
$200. We have like what? How much have we have? Like another hour and a half. I want $2,200 in 30 minutes. You understand me? This is a threat. If I don't get $2,200 in 30 minutes, Talia's gonna do something fucked up. You're saying she's gonna do something fucked up, and it'll be your fault. It'll be your fault. That is a threat and a promise. You think I won't? You think she doesn't want to?
Thank you so much for all of your donations. It is absolutely fucking stellar. This is such a great cause. I'm so happy. Please continue on your scene. I'm so sorry to stop
Every
it.
time I'm speaking, money talks. I get it. I understand.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Big money there. Strikes again.
Big money there.
Jesus fucking, I need to go. Callie's like, you know what? Fine, whatever. Have you seen Nessie yet?
Oh yeah, Nessie's here. And I think you realize like she has like a red cup already. Yeah, Nessie's here. Do you need me to show you the way or?
I like look. Oh no, there she is.
It is not fun every time you do that.
Why isn't it fun? Oh, so when we were all separated last year, it wasn't fun that I could do that. Is that what you're saying?
I'm just saying it's not fun when you use it in these contexts because you tend to take a lot of my fun, which is getting out of the way and messing with you.
It's not my fault. I have better eyes than you. Get better. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, you have great eyes. I have a silver tongue. We both have things we're great at. I also have killer fashion sense, which yours, great, very utility. Not saying it's bad. You look wonderful. I'm just saying some of us put more, let's say, stats in other places.
Let's go to Nessie before I walk away.
Yeah, it's a good thing you do because when you look, you saw that Nessie had a large, several gallon tub of something that she has on tap, and she's just emptying it into somebody's mouth, just egging them on.
Hey, we're like in charge, or you can't do that.
Huh? What? Yeah, we're in charge of making sure people have fun.
Yeah, no. I say no, and I put my hand in between them and the tap. Kiki, I shout for Kiki.
Yeah, what's going on? Hey.
Please
Kiki!
explain that so we can't just do this. And I gesture at the scene.
I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember Nessie can do whatever she wants.
That's right.
I don't make the rules.
We literally make the rules.
Not for Nessie.
Yeah, for other people. The secret is that you can also do whatever you want.
I look at whoever's standing here. Go away.
I think at this moment I sort of pop and slide in from after that person sort of kicked out, just right next to Callie, and I think I just start making another drink. Nessie can do whatever she wants. I also just I think toast to Nessie just in that moment.
Yeah, exactly. And so can you. Also, have you been getting into riddles lately?
No. Why?
Nobody get into riddles. Okay, anyway.
What?
What?
Why?
Don't worry. It's fine. It's
This This feels like a riddle in of itself. I will be honest.
No, it's nothing as long as you just don't be into those. So, how's everyone's summer been going?
Kiki materializes right behind your shoulder, like peering over. It's not clear if they are afraid, intrigued, or any of those other things, but they're looking at Talia like with a lot of interest. You see their little afro puffs and their eyes like as they're just looking out from Nessie.
It's so precious.
You know I can see you, right? Like, no issues with it. Like, you're fine to look at me, everyone is. But like, you are visible right now.
I'm not staring at you, so it's not really. I'm more comfortable. I'm more comfortable back here.
At me right now.
I think they are.
Totally.
Enemies, what's going the fuck on? And in the middle of this conversation, you see the twins, as everyone calls them colloquially. Colloquially, everyone calls them the twins. Really, this is Carrie and Quincy Grant. They both are wearing their camp counselor shirts that has a Lear emblem on it. They are the children of Apollo. One word.
I take a long, deep spiritual sigh. I hate my fucking cousins so much.
What?
They
They're
just
cool.
positively glow. Look at their skin. It's so good.
Oh, the kids of Apollo.
And Quincy comes up and slaps you hard on the shoulder. Fuck's going on, Tal?
You know me, staying out of trouble. I think like Tall kind of shrinks a little because like this is big energy in a way that Tall tries to kind of slide under the radar of. You know me, wonderful. How are y'all? It seems like you're as boisterous as ever.
Just here, summer camp and shit. Picking with my big cuz, and they kind of nudge you.
Yeah,
Callie.
no, I'm doing. Oh my god.
I say, I'm doing great. How are you two? I want to hit both of them hard enough that they fall over.
Please, first roll of the game, smite your enemies. So
Okay.
funny. Who would have known the first roll of the game would be to slap the cousins that you absolutely cannot stand?
I got a
like
10.
Oh. All right, so when you smite your enemies, you will choose 3 from the list below, or you can disarm your enemy. You can exchange harm, you can protect yourself, you can crush them, you can gain an advantageous position, you can make an opening, or you can take something away from them.
I want to disarm and take something away from them and create an advantageous position because I want them to drop their drink.
That's wild. Why would you make them drop the drink?
We're just slapping people now. We're just slapping people on the back. Okay. They tried to slap me hard on the back. I'm not stupid. You think I'm smart? You're so stupid.
So what happens is you slap them both on the back, and it's one of those slaps that you put a little extra force in that was more than was needed when it happened, and they both weren't expecting it. Quincy drops his cup and it bounces up and splashes all across the front of his lap. It looks like he pissed himself. Carrie, on the other hand, it just kind of splashes, and her hair, it was pressed out, is now like starting to revert back to its natural spot right over in the corner.
I'm so sorry. My bad. But I've been y'all okay? You need something? I can go get you some towels. I'll go get some towels. What?
You know,
I said sorry. Can't you see the future or whatever? My bad.
You know that's your thing. We don't do that.
Not my fault your dad hates you. I don't fucking know.
My dad does not hate me.
He got an oracle that does it. That's crazy. I just think that's crazy. I hate that for you.
Just like Aunt Artemis, you're always so hurtful. And Carrie turns and walks away with Quincy in tow.
Fucking so sensitive.
Callie, you had any punch yet?
No.
Can I just say your rage just gave you this aura? It's I can see the shine now.
Thank you, Kiki. You always know how to cheer me up. Well, I should go chug this and get my shirt on because she's still just in her sports bra.
Honestly, Sam, I'm not complaining. During the start of the festivities, as it starts to get underway, a couple walks up to the DJ booth. You, as well as everyone else here at camp, knows them as Mabel and John Baptiste, a warm couple in their late 70s and owners of the camp altogether. They greet everyone with bright, warm smiles. And everyone here knows that Mabel is the great granddaughter of the man who purchased this land that the camp sits on and starts it, Simon Baptiste. Mabel's eyes are warm but sharp. Like, you can tell that she ain't one to fuck with, but she will also give you the shirt off of her back if you needed it. She has long silver locks that gently frame her face. Her skin is deep, rich, dark brown, almost ebony looking, deep dark skin. And her earrings, and she has her earrings, and she's walking with a walking stick. On that walking stick, as well as her earrings, is emblazoned with a tit, which is the symbol of her own divine parent, Isis. John, her partner, is beaming at her side, looking up at her from his wheelchair next to her. And Mabel takes the microphone, but she keeps it far, but her voice, it still projects and everyone can hear it, warm and silky smooth like honey. I want to thank you all for being here for another magical summer of love and community. Whether you are new here or returning, we welcome you into our homes and our hearts. Our place here is one of the utmost importance to provide for those of us in our community that may not be as blessed as much as others are, to shelter and provide sanctuary for those who may not be completely understood by the outside mortal world, to be a reflection of the world that we wish to see, not just here at camp, but also outside these walls. Now, if you need anything, and I do mean anything at all, please find myself, Jean, or any other of the administration for any type of assistance. We'll all be wearing our green admin shirts, and her and John point to their shirts wearing like a sage green shirt that very different from the rest of yours, so that we can be easily identifiable. Mabel wraps up her speech by reminding you all that wake up is at 8 a.m. sharp tomorrow morning, and that you should be dressed in your Marigold Counselor t-shirts that were provided to you when you signed in. And she leaves the booth with as much regality and grace as a respected elder in your community would have. And she goes off over to the corner tables where the rest of the camp administration are set up, and they're also partaking in the festivities. And as you guys are making your way around and looking, you settle at your table and you see Miss Dottie. Miss Dottie is the highly revered and respected elder and member of the outside community that walks up to your table and greets each and every one of you with a warm hug and a beaming smile. She's mortal, unlike the rest of you here, but what she is a seer. Excuse me, what she is a seer, a rare gift that most mortals are not even privy to, which has kind of made y'all her favorites. But don't tell anybody, because Miss Dottie's not supposed to be having favorites. And you all know that after losing her home of almost 5 decades, which was above the beloved bodega, aptly named Dottie's, that you all tried with all of your efforts, but unfortunately were not able to save from being demolished. You know that Miss Dottie has taken up community here. She's found solace, and you can tell that her bright cherubic face, that she's feeling a sense of peace and comfort that she hasn't felt in a long time here. Miss Dottie looks and throws her arms back in exclamation. Lord have mercy, look at my babies. Y'all coming to raise some hell around this summer again? And you can tell she's saying it with all love and not a single bit of malice.
You know what, Miss Dottie?
I think I'm actually very respectful to Miss Dottie. I will be on my best behavior as much as I can be. You know, I happen to find trouble just a little bit, but I do my best here.
You sure find trouble, all right, but I'm gonna hold you to that now. Don't be running around here causing all types of mayhem and mischief just for the hell of it now. I'm watching.
Only for a reason, I promise.
Good trouble only. That's my girl.
We're gonna make sure that these kids have a great summer, Miss Dottie. And also, were they able to get your meds delivered? I'm sorry, I was gone for a week.
Yes, yeah, don't worry about it, sweetheart. They made sure I had my insulin, they made sure I had my cholesterol medication, they had the rest of my heart pills and all the stuff that I needed. Thank you so much, Nessie. You always take care of me.
I bet they didn't get you that treat though every time that I be doing. So now that I'm back, don't you worry, I got you.
I like the ones with caramel on top. You know the kind I like.
I know.
Kiki, how you doing, baby?
I'm good, Miss Dottie. I'm good. Kiki's trying to quickly stub out her joint to try to be respectful, and you can see their face kind of scrunch as they absolutely burn the shit out of themselves. It is so nice to see you.
It is so great to see you too, Kiki. And she
I did make sure you
open a
plants were
fan
watered.
and starts waving a little
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Yes, it is very hot today. I did make sure that all of your succulents are taken care of, and your patio is in full bloom, and your room has lots of flowers. And
did you use the coffee grounds like I told you? Coffee grounds in the water.
I didn't think that was gonna work, and then it did. Now I just drink coffee every morning, and let's just say nobody seems to like it.
Well, I mean, unless you make your coffee nasty, I had no reason why wouldn't anybody like it in the first place. But see, I told you, my mama told me, and she got that from her mama, and then her mama got that from her mama, and her mama got that from her mama. It's been used in my family for generations. Coffee grounds in the water will help grow your plants back if they're damaged, if they're getting ready to die. Keep that in mind. Write that down. Coffee grounds.
Your wisdom is so beautiful. And she starts to sob. Oh my God, the ancestors. I need a minute. And she summons a peony and gives it to her while she hides her face and dabs her tears dry.
Miss Dottie puts the little peony in her hair and she looks at you, grabs your hand. You're always such a gentle soul with nature. take care of yourself. You gonna be all right?
Yes. Yeah, I'll be all right. This happens all the time.
Alright.
It's, you know,
Oh,
if
alright.
something's beautiful, it's just. She excuses herself.
Yeah. And Miss Dottie leans over to Nessie. Will you keep a lookout on her? Just to make sure that they're.
Yeah. I got you, Miss Dottie.
Alright.
Don't you worry about it. I'll make sure they're okay.
All right. So as the night settles down, the block party's numbers are starting to dwindle for the night, and there's only a few remaining counselors, including yourselves, that are there to help clean up the surrounding area, the tables and chairs. Others are packing up leftovers to send out to the surrounding community of mortals who are unaware that this oasis amongst the country even exists. And that's when you hear it. A loud, booming and grinding noise that fills the surrounding area off in the shadows, and you see a bright spotlight beaming directly across the dust-filled campgrounds. These spotlights are pointed directly at the home from our opening. That small, simple homestead that looks as if it's almost grimacing under the bright lights, as if all of its flaws and its old age is on display under the harshness of the spotlight that's shone on it. Garbled beyond the border of the camp that protects the camp, you hear a voice amplified through a megaphone that cracks the silence and serenity of this place like glass on a hot stove. Baptiste, I come bearing great news. I'm gonna make you extremely wealthy. You all would know him as Louis Barron, the CEO of Divinity Financial, the land developers that you've been coming to blows with during his previous land acquisitions across town. He stands dressed like a member of the fucking US Olympic team, dressed head to toe in red, white, and blue Ralph Lauren. The matching suit, jacket, and boat shoes gives the impression that he's trying way too fucking hard to be somebody that mattered. The land that your shack sits on, it's worth something, darling. Now, we've spoken about this in the past, and I know, you are not willing to budge, but I have the paper right here that says you're gonna budge in due time. I'm gonna set it right here on your porch, if you can call it that. You have a blessed night. And just as simply as he appeared, he's gone. Jean moved from his spot at the admin table with the speed of light across the campgrounds in the directions of the homestead, still lit within these bright spotlights. And in a certain light, you can see the owl that's embroidered on the back of his wheelchair, glimmering when the spotlight catches it just right. Jean is the child of Athena. And when he makes his way to the house, he disappears around the porch for a second and all is silent. But when he makes his way back, he is fucking furious. Angrily rolling himself over to Mabel's side of the table and handing over to her the notice that was clutched in his grip and whispers something in her ear. Mabel sits still for a moment, clearly reading over the document in her hand before she furiously gets up, mumbling angrily in some language, but you can't really tell you're too far away from. And then she's up and storming away from the admin table too, with John in tow, back towards her way to the house. Let's see, we have a Fate's Favor for Candace, Fate's Favor for Gwen, and one for Austin as well. We have an extra Fate's Favor for anybody who's on the board, and then another favor for me. Thank you. All right, so do any of you want to try to hear what Miss Mabel is saying?
Oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I can make this a little bit easier for myself.
Okay.
I have an animal form.
Of course you fucking do. All right, there.
Yeah. This is not surprising. I'm about to turn.
I
into a
know
crow.
what you are.
I'm about to turn into a crow. Don't worry about it.
You go.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try to like go perch up somewhere nearby. Ooh, my accent is out. I'm stuck in this. Ah, shit. Is there anything I have to roll for that, or do I just do it? I'm not quite sure.
Let me see. Let's see. I'm going to have you pierce the veil for me.
Ooh. Oh, you hate me so bad. All right, 2D. What is it? 2D6.
Mm-hmm. Plus your whatever you have in judgment.
Ooh, it's not a plus. Not a plus at all. It's a -1, so that is a 7.
Okay. So on a 7 to 9, you can ask 2 questions. You can ask 2 questions of the list. What happened to this place, this person, place, or thing recently? What is the greatest danger with this person, place, or thing? When was this person, place, or thing made? When did blank happen? Where did this person, place, or thing come from? Who is responsible for this person, place, or thing? Or how can I get this person, place, or thing to do blank?
All right. What happened most recently? I believe like the first question. That one.
Okay. All right. So, what you can glean, because Miss Mabel is speaking in French Creole with Jean-Baptiste, so you're not able to make out it completely, but from what you can tell via context clues, and there are some words that you're familiar with regularly and are able to pick up, is that Lewis just handed Mabel and John the deed for her home on that land. And it's saying that within the next week, that home needs to be vacated and emptied out or what have you, because it will be demolished that following day. So that's your first.
Okay, I'm trying to remember all these questions. I mean, threat's pretty easy. Let's see if threat was going to give me anything else about how to handle it / what does evil capitalist got.
What does the evil capitalist have? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah. What about him makes him a threat outside of the law, which I do not respect in any context?
Money. You've heard from quite a few people. Camp Mabel's on one this summer. Things are not going the best that they could right now, and they could really use that money.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
These spotlights are still on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are there people like? Are they just like on? Are there people like standing in the tower? Like, what's?
No. So there were people standing around when Lewis was there previously.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're gone with Lewis, but they're leaving the spotlight on, almost as if they're like gonna come back to lock down the area later.
Okay. He like magically disappeared.
Yes.
Did the people with him magically?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're all gone.
I just wanna shoot out these spotlights.
Okay. Go on ahead. Let's do another smite your enemies roll.
Okay.
Even though it's lights, not really, but close enough.
Okay. I will roll that. I have a favor. I would like to use it to me.
Okay. So whenever someone gets fate's favor, what will happen is they'll roll 3d6 and they'll take the highest 2. This favor means that they'll take the lowest 2. And don't forget, if you roll doubles, either snake eyes or what have you, double numbers means you get a thread, which goes towards your advancement.
I will roll my third d6. Speaking of doubles, I rolled 2 6s.
Ooh.
I got
saucy.
14.
Okay, way to fucking go. All right, same deal again. So you will, with that unbelievably accurate aim that you have, precision shots. Pow, pow, pow.
I think it's not even, it's like, I stand up very calmly, walk to the center, take out an arrow, and I shoot one light, and the light shatters in such a way that the shrapnel hits the other lights.
That fucks. I love that. Absolutely. Yeah. So that arrow goes out, breaks one, the rest of them shatter. The house is now engulfed in pitch black darkness. What is the look or feelings on your guys' faces after hearing that announcement or trying to figure or hearing that? Do any of you try to follow Mabel and John to the house itself? Yeah.
I personally do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nessie's gonna go immediately.
Perfect. Okay. So let me see. I'm gonna have you all give me a perform under pressure roll. We're gonna try to because you're trying to sneak over there.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Is this generally something I shouldn't be doing?
Yes.
Beautiful. Okay, cool. I have a move larceny. Which when I add prestidigitation on top of that, lets me get away with something. So makes it a little bit easier to get away with something. So that is a 8 for me anyway.
Awesome. What about the rest of you?
11.
11. Nice.
8.
2.
That's 2 2s for a 4.
Oh, you get a thread. Yay, threads.
Hey.
Oh yeah, you were saying that. Where do I? How many of those do I need?
You need 5, I believe, in order to.
Oh yeah, I do.
Yeah, you need 5 in order to advance. All right. So, let's see. We got an 8 and 11, a 4. Okay. So here's what happens. You all make your way around to Miss Mabel's home. And it's almost like a cartoon in an aspect where like you all are kind of like piled up on each other around the back of the house, and the window to this house is open, so you are able to hear inside of it. And inside you hear desperation. You hear sadness. You hear loss, hurt. And Mabel, she's pacing back and forth. How are they just gonna take it? I was born and raised here. My mama was born and raised here. My grandfather was born and raised here. My great-great-grandfather, he built this with his bare hands. He saved up all of his holiday earnings for years, working to buy him and his wife's freedom. This house is more than just a home. This house it's history. It's the only type of wealth that I could pass on to mine. And Mabel is strong, without a doubt. But for the first time in any of y'all's knowing her, she cries, breaks down and sobs. And Jean is just silent. He sits there holding her because he knows there's not really much we can do now. They're at their limit. And there's not really anything that he can do to make it better. Gwen, that 4 you got. Something tickles your foot. And you yelp, just quietly, not enough. But what happens in reply to that yelp? You hear a large, loud meowing noise. And a little black cat with sharp, familiar eyes walks up. And next thing you know, it shapeshifts right before your eyes. This woman is what it shifts into is about a woman that stands about 5'8", very athletically built Black woman with rich dark brown skin and those same yellow cat eyes with her head closely shaved. This is Denai Jackson, the groundskeeper as well as the bookkeeper for the camp. She herself is also wearing a necklace that is adorning a cat head of her divine parent, Bastet. Y'all ain't slick. Come on.
Well, most of us are. One of us isn't.
Bring your asses. And Denai kind of gathers you into the cottage with Mabel and John. Mabel is trying to put herself back together again, trying to clear her face and make it seem like she was just not sobbing her eyes out and just not knowing what possibly it is to do or can be done to save the home that is so near and dear to her. And quite literally the heart of this camp altogether. And Jean just passes the note of acquisition over to Denai for her to take a look at. And you see a plethora of emotions that cross her face as she's reading through. It starts with curiosity, and then it evolves into anger, and then into deep sadness, and then back into anger and more profound sadness before it settles on its final form. Fucking rage. How fucking dare they? They may not give a fuck about what this ground is here, what this hallowed ground is here, but we do. And as Denai is walking back and forth, trying to the anger that is radiating off of her in waves, it's almost like a bulb goes off. Bing. And she looks at the 4 of you. We need y'all.
Finally.
And she looks at each of you deeply in making eye contact directly with each one of you. Y'all have made this type of stand before against Lewis. Y'all know the ins and outs of him and all of his fucking idiot friends. I've had some ears to the ground out in the community for a little bit now. And I've heard from a couple of locals that Divinity Financial may not necessarily be up to any good. Maybe y'all can try to see if there's any merit to that at all. And Denai pulls out her phone and walks over to you, Callie, and taps the edge of her phone to the top of yours and airdrops you schematics. These schematics.
Laughing. It's a scary. It's not a good laugh. It's a scary laugh.
It's schematics. The schematic is a group of maps that have two specific ways to Divinity Financial's headquarters, because that's what it is. There's a set of underground tunnels that's overlaid with the schematics of the camp as well as the HQ. And there's a very specific path that cuts through the forest around the camp itself. And right at the bottom corner of this map, you see the symbol of the Oshe, or the double-headed axe of Sango. Beloved Theo Warner, one of our activity directors at camp, is wishing y'all well. And that is where we're going to take our first break. Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming back and supporting our story here in the second half. Before we go right back into it, I do want to give a reminder of the content warnings. This special Transplanar RPG, Demigods one-shot is a dark fantasy actual play series that deals with the content that may be triggering to some viewers. This stream in particular. The content warnings for this stream may include gentrification, sexual themes, depictions of food and eating, drug and alcohol use, references to sex, romantic and complicated relationships, talks of religion and divinity, economic disadvantages, historical references to the transatlantic slave trade and emancipation, bugs, very large bugs, wild animals, forests, small enclosed spaces, loss of home, blood, references to death and loss of loved ones. So if you're in our Twitch chat, you can use !CW at any time. Please take care of yourselves. If you're watching this over in YouTube, our mods will also be dropping those in the chat periodically as well. Take care of yourselves. Also, I got some fucking phenomenal news. Number one, thank you so much for smashing our third dono goal. We're at $2,200 now. I cannot believe this. Thank y'all so much. And also, I just want to give also a special thank you to the creator of Demigods, Jason Mills, probably OK Games. Phenomenal. He's so dope. Thank you so much for agreeing to sponsor this, as well as giving incentives and also adding another incentive to the mix, everyone. For $50 donations, you can be entered into a raffle to win a one-shot home game DM'd by Jason himself, accommodating up to 5 players of the winner's choice for 4 hours. That's a $50 donation. Unreal. Thank you so much, Jason. I really appreciate it. I love this game, and I love the fact that my agenda of making the entire world play this game is now coming to fruition. Thank you. All right. So, with that being said, let's hop back into the second half of our story. You got us fucked up. All right. So, demigods, we have got our mission. We need to head into Divinity Financial's headquarters, try to find the nasty stuff that they're doing on the low, and try to save our camp, and more specifically, save Miss Mabel's family home. So, what are we thinking? Do you want to, first question, do y'all want to split up or do you want to stay together?
Callie
Sounds
lets
like a trap.
everybody know. I have something to take care of that's going to help us with the mission. I'll be back in like 30 minutes. She walks outside. She whistles to summon her divine steed, which is a fucking Yamazaki motocross bike that pulls up by itself to the house. She gets on, summons a helmet, and rides off.
That's so hot of you. All right. So, as Callie is driving off or riding off into the night for a little bit, what about the rest of you? What are you getting prepared? What are we... I guess the better question of it will be, what route do y'all take? Do you take the forest route or the underground tunnel route?
I would like to aid in this piece of our task.
All right.
I have spies everywhere. I would like to pierce the veil and ask for help from all the little creatures and plants that are in this forest to tell us the safest way to get there so that no one sees us.
I love that, actually. Yeah, so go on ahead and pierce the veil.
Do I add a specific one to that?
Judgment. It'll be
Got it,
2d6 plus
judgment.
your judgment.
That's a 7.
Awesome. Okay.
Oh, wait! I have divine favor.
You do.
So I roll 1 extra d6 and add it?
Yes. You'll take the highest 2
Okay.
and then
Nope,
add
same
your
thing.
judgment. Same thing?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. All right, so on a 7 to 9, you can ask 2 questions. The list of questions is in the basic moves. If you want to take a look at it, just
Yeah.
to save time, I'm not going to read through all of them again.
Let's see. How can I get the forest to show us the right way to go? Will be the first question. And then the second question, what is the greatest danger inside this forest?
Okay. So for the first question, you hear a whistling throughout the ruffles of trees and grass, and you hear it almost as if it's a whisper on the night breeze that says, "Treat us nice. Treat us nice. Be nice. Thank you."
Yeah. Over and out. Heard?
And the second question, the biggest danger. The biggest danger. We are in if you decide to go through the forest, we are outside. So you have to be worried about bugs, scamitos, as I call them, mosquitoes. Depending on where in the forest you're at, if you're near the lake where the swim activities take, there's possibly some stuff that's in that lake too that could be a danger to you as well. It really kind of just depends on the path you take.
I think Kiki looks at the rest of you, and like this whole time, you can see them kind of they have this like closed eye, very peaceful kind of almost like storm pose. And their fingers have like a little light golden glow to them. And there's like a little bit of a golden glow in the ripple in the grass around you. And when she opens her eyes back up, they're like, okay, so I have it on good authority that if we're nice to the forest, it will be nice back. I don't know what that really means. I feel like we should tell it it's beautiful. We should thank it for its sacrifices. Maybe take our shoes off like we would want someone to do if they were entering our home. She's already barefoot. Just suggestions. And apparently anything that might get us, it's just normal foresty stuff like, bugs and bears and whatever. But I think between the two of us, Talia, we would have that covered maybe to shoo him away.
I think there's like the face of like, the underground did sound really interesting though. I think I'm good on that. I think I'm down to help you. Are we gonna, if you need a distraction, that's where I tend to shine. But, so I will keep anything busy as we need it. Are we gonna even try the underground? I mean, I
feel like the tunnel is Nessie's energy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it'll be easy for me to see. It'll be, just like the undead superhighways.
Uh-huh.
I can help out underground too, so I'm fine with that. I'll get us some roots if we need them. And she gets like really intense out of nowhere. I'm so sorry. Daughter of the mother of fertility, I have PMS on my side, but sometimes it is a curse more than it's a blessing.
Word and heard. How big are the tunnels? Can we fit a vehicle in there?
So from the schematics that you got from Deny and Theo show that it's just enough for a human, like a person to walk through, not exactly big enough to fit an entire car. Now, if that car were to take another shape, maybe.
It's gonna be cramped, but I can make us go fast.
And while we are figuring this out, Austin, what's Callie up to? I know it's gonna be some mess.
Callie makes it to a water tower that she has slowly built over the course of her time at summer camp. She walks in and she turns on like a single light, and there's like one of those like a bulletin, like a murder board, where you have a bulletin board full of a bunch of people with red string all connecting to this one guy you want to kill.
Yeah, we all got one of those.
Yeah, she walks up to one, and it says head of security, Frank. She rips the picture down and says, "It's your night, Frank." And I go up to the top of the watchtower. And I look for Frank, who usually he has like a pretty set routine. He lives a pretty sad life. But just to be safe, I will use my ascendance move.
Okay. All right. So you guys, ascendance moves. Holy fuck. All right, so Ascendance Moves is a move in Demigods that is playbook specific, so it varies from different playbooks. But essentially, it's just a really super fucking cool thing that your character can do, and you just do it. Now, there are some caveats to using your Ascendance move. One of them is you only get 3. Once you've hit all 3, your character then ascends to godhood, and you'd have to leave the game and play another character. This is a one-shot, so everybody can go as fucking willy-nilly with it as they want to. Also, something about yourself as the player changes forever using your Ascendance move, because your Ascendance move is you taking the steps that you need to in order to ascend to godliness. So something about your physical being changes and you look much more godly than you did previously. What is it?
Callie's eyes now like glow gold.
Sick. Fuck yeah. All right. So you have narrative control. Tell me what it looks like when you peep Frank and put him down like the dog that he is.
There are binoculars up there, those are for show. I just lean on the edge of the watch this time should be finishing his dinner at the diner and going back to his apartment by himself.
This is so fucking feral, Austin. Jesus Christ.
And that is what he's doing, but just to be sure, I had to make sure things would go exactly as planned. He finishes the dinner. About 2 weeks ago, I bribed one of the workers there to start putting a little something extra in Frank's soup. I watch him get in his car. I watch him go home. He goes up to his apartment. He's starting to cough now, which is about right. But it doesn't sit right with Callie. This is too easy for someone like Frank. Head of security for a man like that? So I take out my bow. And I fire an arrow clean across the wilderness, clean into... And when he reaches for his phone, I pin the other one. And as he's screaming, wondering what's going on, coughing up blood, begging, I shoot one into his thigh. For the next 10 minutes or so, every so often, I just shoot another. But nothing lethal. No, that's what the soup was for. But I just didn't think it should be painless.
Chat, no one directly did this. For not donating quick enough, you took this man's life.
Blame this on you.
This man's death is directly your fault, chat.
100%.
I just want you all to know that.
When he finally expires, which does take about the 30 minutes I said I'd be gone. Oh, Callie sighs, she stretches a little bit. Now I feel better. And I text Talia. Hey, head of security's taken care of. There'll be a little... I'll meet you guys there.
You get 3 question marks back.
I just thumbs up emoji, like, tap back, and that's it.
This is the worst timeline.
I play with fire every time I text her. Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
That's it. Here you go. There you go. It's your story again.
All right, that was absolutely horrifically insane. That was so unhinged, Austin. I love it.
Hey, what's our new goal, by the way? What's the
no.
Let's see. We are at 2258 right now. Can we hit 2500 tonight?
You guys, hey buddy, you have 30 minutes hit 2500, or something worse happens. Okay.
I joked about you blowing up Gotham earlier, and I didn't realize how close I was.
Hey.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. So, as we leave that scene, we come back over to our remaining 3 heroes. So, we've decided the tunnels? Decided the tunnels?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right. So, the tunnels themselves, you look out, and based on the map of the schematics, the tunnel itself sits right off over to the perimeter of the camp itself. It's nestled in a big boulder that's kind of hidden by shrubbery and bushes, and you are able to, it looks kind of weird in one angle, and when you put your hand through it, you see that it goes through. It looks like it's a whole rock, but it's a little opening in there. So, you all, Gwen, how do you get everyone into the tunnel?
Yeah, I think Nessie just sees this sort of illusion, sort of scopes out the space. Yeah, this will be fine. And you hear a bell toll, and a motorboat just appears underneath everybody, and it's on these black gentle waves that are just moving along underneath it. It can move on land, it doesn't matter. And she is already at the helm being like, are we ready to go? This thing goes really fast, so I need you to hold on.
Can I pick the music, please?
All yours.
She puts on like a really slamming album of remixed like Motown songs that are like chopped and screwed. It's probably something no one else likes but her. But Kiki is like in the zone.
Yo, she from Houston, chopped and screwed?
Not Houston. Where's everyone from? Quickly.
Ah, that's so funny. And I'm also, for some reason, I'm getting like a vision of like a goth Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory when they're riding the gondola through it, but it's just like Hot Topic threw up inside.
Outstanding.
So you all pile up into this little gondola that rolls on these black waves on land that work on land and water. It does it because I said so, because I'm God. So you make your way through, and it is the first thing you notice is that damp, musty, dank smell of just wet rocks and vegetation. It's just musty, as my grandmama used to say it. And it is completely pitch black. And once you get further enough into it, because you did have the night sky itself kind of illuminating the backdraft of it, but once you get further in, you're too far in for the light to reach you, and now it is just pitch black darkness. Once you get to that certain spot and it's completely dark, you start to see off in the distance little lights flicker on one by one that just lines the walls all the way down through this maze of tunnels. You have the schematics that show you what way it is that you're supposed to be going so that you don't necessarily get lost, because like I said, it is a maze of tunnels underneath here. You can get to some place, but more specifically, it's to trap anyone who gets in there that's not supposed to be in there. So unless you know where exactly it is that you're supposed to be going, the likelihood of you getting lost forever is very large. So y'all are riding for about 10-15 minutes in this darkness that is just illuminated by these little brief flickering lights. And as you roll past one light, that light flickers off and the rest remain. Kind of like turning off the lights as you ride through. And then you hear it. It is a wheezing, gasping breath. One that is, at least that's what it sounds like at first. It sounds like gasping breath. But as the noise itself gets closer, it's not gasping breath. It's a loud, reverent buzzing. And you're not exactly sure what it is until it hits the side of your gondola before you even know it. Y'all have been swarmed by mosquitoes. Large, fat, nasty mosquitoes. What do you do?
How many are they?
It's a large swarm, so it's probably about 25 to 30 of them or more.
Are they big Like, they're big or just a lot?
They're big. They're big. They're about the size of a small dog.
Okay, cool. Do they like the taste of bird?
Does it have blood in it?
Yeah, I do.
Well, then they like it.
All right, cool. I just kind of look at everybody else. Remember how I said I'm good at distractions? All right, let me work my magic then. I just turn into a crow, as one is ought to do. What should I roll to cause the problem here and get their attention?
Let us see.
I guess there's awe for sway someone.
Yeah. Let's sway someone.
I'm gonna
They're
try to look
bugs,
as
but we're
delectable
gonna
as
sway
possible.
Yeah, we gotta try hard.
Alrighty, 6 and 6, +1 to 13. Very lucky
Let's
number.
fucking go. All right. So, for NPCs, which these are, on a 10+, they'll accept your reasonable argument at no cost. What do you tell them?
My argument is I look fucking delicious. An argument I use a lot in real life as well.
Fair.
Yeah, no, I think I just try to look as a bird, just kind of try to look as unassuming as possible, like I'm trying to maybe go after something else. So they just kind of see me and try to go at that point. Make a huge noise and just book it out of there and try to get them to chase me.
All right. So these massive fat ass mosquitoes all are surrounding you, but how once they notice you, they're like, this one looks yummy. Interesting. That's what I'm assuming the mosquitoes say. Mosquitoes don't actually talk, but in my world, that's what they're looking like, right? And they slowly start to separate from around the rest of you and start to trail and swarm around Talia. And Talia, you take them out.
Cool.
Out.
I have a move for the end of that as well.
What is it?
The move's called Nothing See Here. When leaving the scene of your own hijinks, people don't notice you. You're not invisible, but everyone seems to have bigger things on their mind. So if I'm in animal form, I also get to take a souvenir with me. Its usefulness will be clear later. I don't know what that means. I don't think I can use a proboscis in any way, shape, or form. But if I happen to lead them just far enough away, I don't know, I'll take a brick or something with me. That's all. A brick's always useful, kids. A brick
is quite literally always useful. You are absolutely correct. I'm advocating for it. Just kidding. Yeah, so you go right on ahead.
You got to take bricks home for your family.
You have to. It's what's important. How else are you going to build? So you have effectively and very simply, might I add, went on ahead and got rid of that swarm of mosquitoes, and you and your compatriots are now able to successfully navigate the rest of these tunnels, right to the edge of Divinity Financial. However, once you get to the end and escape out of the tunnel on the opposite side, it dumps you out in the back of the parking lot of a bank, the new bank that sits there. Now, mind you, this bank that sits there that you've just gotten out of the tunnel and escaped towards is sitting in the same spot where Dottie's used to be. The bank now sits on top of that land now after they tore Dottie's down. And right at the back of the door, you see a security guard. He's clearly bullshitting on the job, just barely looking around, watching something on his phone with his feet up. He's not really paying that much attention to the back of this bank that he's supposed to be protecting. So, does anyone try to distract him? Do you try to sneak past him? God damn it, Austin!
It hasn't been time. We haven't reached the threshold yet. Give them a chance.
No. This is normal. So I have a move called the.
Mm-hmm.
If I am not moving, mortals can't.
Mm-hmm.
May I pitch that they see that and they see me standing, like perfectly still looking at them.
That's horrific. Yeah, you can absolutely.
I would like
You
to
can do that.
turn my head to the guard, say, "Boo."
Fuck! Huh! What the hell are you doing here? This is private property. You're not supposed to be over here.
And I take my glasses down. You should go.
You should go home. I'm supposed to be here. I'm paid to be here. You are trespassing.
Here's the deal. You can go home, back home to your family, have a lovely dinner. There's still wake up and find a new job tomorrow.
You're talking like I'm not gonna have a family and a job tomorrow.
Or you could go meet your boss, Frank.
I can. What'd you say?
You should check the news report.
What's in the news?
I believe they found someone dead in their apartment.
What?
Callie, did you give me more work to do?
Sorry.
And he looks. The security guard looks at his phone and realizes that in the middle of the episode of Lost he was watching, there was so many notifications and missed calls that he missed, all stating that Frank is dead. Frank was found dead. We don't know who's supposed to. He was supposed to be working tonight. We don't know who's supposed to cover. Nobody else has security protocols in the keynotes. Like, he was the only one that had them. Everyone's kind of all in a tizzy. How did you know?
I can't. I'm trying to convince him that it's better to go. I can roll a sway some.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't have a move. It is just a roll. But I am trying to convince him it's probably better to go home. These people have like 8 more minutes to hit this goal. You know, dude, you should probably just.
Y'all are playing with this man's life. Everybody.
I hear from the gods you got 8 minutes to move.
I got a 10.
A 10. Awesome. All right, so they will also accept your reasonable argument at no cost. And he goes, well, I mean, I guess I do have to try to figure out what exactly we're going to be doing here. Now with that Frank's gone and shit. You know what? I always thought Frank was shit at his job. I always said I could do it better. Maybe I should apply. And he starts talking to himself, like, out loud, contemplating whether or not he's going to apply for Frank's job now that Frank is dead. And completely ignores you and the rest of your group. So y'all are able to walk right in to the back door of Divinity Financial. So
as they're walking away, Nessie just calls out, December 17th, and then keeps walking.
We're monsters.
I do not understand why both of y'all are so terrifying.
My flabbers are gasted.
I don't know what you mean. No, Nessie's just doing their job. I'm just living my life.
I don't know why I play in your face this much if you act like this, honestly. It says a lot that you've never threatened me.
You know, I ask myself why I haven't.
I like flash a wink. I know. Your life would be less fun without me.
You play so fucking much.
And yet
This is-
I'm still here playing again.
Kiki, how are you doing this evening?
Kiki has a little bucket of freshly popped popcorn from out of nowhere and is munching on it while you guys are talking. And halfway through a bite is like, I was going to drop a tree on the building, but we're inside now.
Oh, that would be good. Just put a pin in that. Don't count it out. We're gonna have to tear it down when we're. I was gonna blow it up. The trees.
I mean, justice for Miss Dottie. Am I right?
Exactly. I look at Nessie.
Oh.
Nessie, I am sorry I did give you work on the first day of summer. I'm really sorry.
It's okay. Maybe I'll run into Jackie again. That's Anubis's kid. She does this thing with a feather. It's wild.
Oh.
Also,
Like-
are we twinning? Were your eyes always like that?
No, this is new. I had to make sure for too.
It's equally intimidating as it is alluring. I'm just saying.
Thank you. I thought it would be a nice touch.
I get to be the one on mission, but we got stuff to do.
We're walking. I think we like get to in the hallway. I'm like, what's the camera situation?
I was just about to say. So as you guys get into the back hallway, you immediately, as soon as you walk in, you peep two security cameras. One that hits right there at the corner and one that hits right off over to the side watching people who are leaving and one that's catching people that are coming inside. These are just regular everyday security cameras. So if you want to disable them or if you want to just completely blow them up altogether or what have you, it's up to you. How do you want to handle these security cameras? Because there are
Okay.
quite a few in different hallways.
I look at the spooky bitches.
So, Tal, you want to take those ones and I'll go this way?
Oh, absolutely. I love this sort of thing.
Nessie, up until this point, has been very bubbly, outgoing. She always has an aura about her. It's a party aura. She has an aura of celebration. However, she can switch that off whenever she wants, and she is going to switch that into an aura of dread. And as she does, this black miasma sort of swirls and expels out from the river Styx in her hair, and it clouds the cameras, and they start to gunk up.
Fucking sick. All right. Let's see here. I will have you. I'm gonna have you bend fate. So you'll roll
Ooh.
2d6 plus weird.
Cool. I may use my fortune's favor on that.
And we also have
Never
2 more, so we have a total of 3 favors for the table.
I don't need it. That is an 11.
Okay, great. So, on an 11, you will choose 2 boons and 1 bane. The boons, your gift does something beyond its normal limits. You'll heal 1 harm, you'll inflict 1 harm, you'll give someone else fate's favor or disfavor. Someone's supernatural ability is unusable for the scene, or you can restore someone else's supernatural ability. Those are the boons. The banes, one of your gifts is unusable for the scene. You'll take 1 harm, ignoring armor. You'll become stunned for a few moments. You can take fate's disfavor on your next roll, or something bad finds you.
Okay. I'm gonna say we're gonna do something a little beyond it. I'm gonna say not only are the cameras fucked up, but the entire electrical system is fucked up.
Nice.
I will give Fate's favor. I'll throw another one to Tal. And because I want something silly to happen, I'm gonna say something bad finds me.
All right. So, all of the security cameras, all of the electrical equipment across the bank, all together, is fucked up. And we have Nessie to thank for that. So what happens is when something bad finds you, you immediately dispel these cameras and you hear a creaking noise. As soon as the cameras are all shut down, the lights in the entire office go out except for the ones that are ran by the generators themselves. And then you see it. Out of the wall, almost like Roblox in a sense, is a being. You see an arm fall out of the wall, and then another one. And they push themselves off of the wall. And it is a pixelated knight in shining armor that was triggered by the power system shutdown. And this knight, after breaking free of the wall, leaving like a little outline of itself in the wall, it charges at you. I have so many fate's favors and disfavors, but that knight's going to attempt to hit you, Nessie.
Yeah.
That is an 8 on smite your enemies. So what I'm going to do, he does hit you, Nessie, this night. This night will hit you. You'll take 1 harm.
1 harm, you say?
Just 1.
Well,
if you have any armor or anything like that expels it,
sure do.
okay.
Nessie is #blessed, which means that she's extremely lucky, and if something would deal 1 harm, it doesn't.
Very nice, very nice. I love it. All right, so you would have taken a harm. So what happens is this knight kind of swings at you with this long, it almost looks foam, but you can hear it. Ping! It is actual metal. And he swings at you, but it gets caught in the radiator on the side of you. He kind of overestimated the type of energy that he needed to be able to hit you directly. And misses.
That was almost a party foul, dude.
And he rips the sword out of the radiator again and brandishes it, waiting for any of y'all.
I mean, I got some.
What you got, BB?
I think I'm like, yeah, and then I just thought, oh, come on. And I'm just gonna run over and fucking Black Widow the fuck out of the night.
I love it. Okay, go ahead and smite your enemies for me, darling.
I have a favor. Okay, I will smite. That is 8 plus 2 is 10. 10 again.
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. So, yeah, what do you want to do? You'll choose 3 from the list on a 10, or you can disarm your enemy, one of the 2.
I will disarm my enemy.
Okay, cool. So right as this knight attempts to swing at you, I don't even know what the fuck they have them for, because they're not hitting y'all. It's just there for show, I guess, to scare people. But it tries to hit you, and you parlay, knock it out. And how do you disarm it? How do you take his weapon from him?
I think it's like as it gets the sword unstuck and tries to swing again, I run up and it's the wrist move where I grab their wrist, I feint in their hip, and bend their arm back so they drop the sword instinctually. Is like, I don't know if this thing has bones that can break, but it's like, in theory, if it can get hurt, that would hurt. So you usually drop a ring in the thing. And then when I'm behind it and it's like turning around and pick up the sword, I'm like, you guys just like go ahead. I'll be there in a second. Just keep going.
Okay, so while you're handling this, the rest of my demigods, you know that Tal's in her bag. She loves fighting, so y'all can keep going on with the mission. So as you are walking further into Divinity Financial and you walk past where the bank tellers booths are back into their actual offices, you see it's a long hallway, and this long hallway has different doors, obviously, to different departments. There's a door that says research and development, there's a door that says financial advisement, and then there's a door that says break rooms. Rooms, plural. That plural on rooms is a $sign. What do you do?
I kind of look at everybody. Does anyone else want to try opening the door first, or do you just want me to get to it? Genuinely, not trying to flex on anybody. I like to give people the chance.
I welcome you to it.
I mean, flex.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I immediately started holding my fucking dice like a gambler. I'm too comfortable right now. I am going to
shake 'em.
It literally. I'm going to use larceny once again. I'm
Okay.
going to also spend a favor because why not? You know,
All right.
one in the bank, do a little larceny. Don't quote me on that. Don't let that find me. Ooh, can I spend another favor?
If it's okay
Beautiful.
with the rest of your team.
Beautiful. Because the dice did not like me on that one. Fate heard me talking shit. Much better. Okay, so that is an 11. Actually, 12. My apologies. It was 10 plus 2.
10 plus 2. Awesome. And just that quick, I literally forgot what I asked you to roll. What I asked you to roll? Was it?
I mean, I offered to roll larceny for this for this door.
Gotcha. Okay. So, that's more than enough to crack open the door. So you do your little thing, a little lock pick.
I can describe it.
Go ahead. Tell me what you do, baby.
I think it is one of those things where, despite how deeply unserious, you see sort of the various change in things around her arms, and just sort of start spinning them, and these various threads sort of spin into one single solitary lockpick on the left hand and on the right, and just almost scarily fast, sort of starts pinpointing with the various tumblers, and within, I'm gonna say 10 seconds, you just hear click, and gently push the door open with her middle finger. So that one's it. Are there any other doors y'all curious about? Because I got time to kill.
I'm nosy. I want you to open all the doors.
Do I have to roll some to open the rest of the doors, or?
Nah, I think that was good for just just easily boop all
Y'all
all
don't
those
wait
doors.
up. I'll be right back. And yeah, I think I just start messing with the doors, get them all open.
Okay. Yeah, so you go on ahead, easy peasy lemon squeezy, lockpick, open up all these doors. Boom, all these doors are open. Like I said, more specifically in this hallway, we are looking at research and development, financial advisement, and break rooms. Which door would you like to go in first? Isn't it?
Research and development's a little interesting to me, just because like it's a bank. What the hell are they researching and developing?
Right, exactly. Very weird that there's a research and development office in a bank, right? So you go into this room and it's weirdly sterile for some reason. Like it's an office, but it's very clean. Very clean. And it has some books and a single computer. A single computer that sits in the middle of the room itself. You just happen to be in luck because whoever was in this room last and left for the day was not on their toes because the computer is not only still open, but it is unlocked. And there was no timer to lock the computer after a certain amount of time. It's just on. Do you take a look at it? See what's on the computer.
Does this feel like a trap?
If you want to, you can pierce the veil and see.
Yeah, I think so. I think we're gonna do that real quick. I think that
If it
Kiki is the
trap,
last.
I don't mind triggering it still.
Yeah. Kiki's the last person to enter, and I think like you can see their hackles are kind of raised, like if they had hackles. It feels like all the hair in their kitchen is like standing up. They're feeling really, really uneasy. The smell of that like hospital kind of like fragrance. It feels like plus R&D. Is that like people testing, animal testing? Either way, they hate it. That is a 10.
Awesome. Okay. So instead of the questions, I'm actually just gonna give you some information instead, just to do it a little differently. So on your 10, the computer itself seems like it would be a setup. However, it's not. You don't sense any type of supernatural things that are happening at that point in time. You don't sense anything off in particular. It's just weird that the computer is still on. This is supposed to be a secure bank, but it doesn't seem as if the people that work within it are being mindful of the security that's happening around here. That seems to be a common thread amongst here in security. Security is a little off. Almost as if they're so complacent with what they have that the security itself is just for show. Nobody's actually bold enough to step foot here.
This enrages Kiki because while yes, it does mean that these people are entitled and their hubris is just, casting a shadow over their entire operation, but also that means that they underestimate us. And my friends have something to prove. So I turn around and I let people know that information. If I have to go back to the others, if they haven't caught up yet, I let people know they underestimate us. They're left their front door unlocked, their back door unlocked, their windows unlocked. And I don't know. I feel like we should just take our reparations.
How the rest of y'all feeling?
I think we can just solve all of our problems.
Are you gonna ask me not to steal money? I've never done that before.
All right. So who goes to the computer to start the wire transfers?
Well,
Yeah.
Well, if anyone's gonna commit white collar crime here, it's probably me.
I think as you go up to the console, you can feel the energy of someone like lurking behind you. When you turn, there's just like some vines that have grown down out of the ceiling. And Kiki is just casually watching you work, sitting in them.
Mystify me, and I mean that as positively as I can.
My mom says that every day you should try to learn something. So today the thing I'm learning is you.
Terrifying, but sweet. I would say this is also falls under larceny, non-shockingly.
Yeah, honestly,
Yeah.
you don't even have to roll for it.
Beautiful, because I
Because
was a
it's
10 either way.
I was gonna say, yeah, you don't have to roll for it. It's the computer is literally open and unlocked. Like, who does that? But you do happen to see, as you're starting the wire transfers itself, you see a little icon on the desktop that says plan.
I gotta click it.
That's weird. All right, so you open the plans icon on the desktop, and what you end up getting is many different files of layouts. These look like drafts of maps, of schematics. It's a little difficult to tell what exactly these schematics are, but you know that it's schematics for this place that we are in particular. What it's supposed to be of, can't really tell. That's what you find in the folder.
I would like to think that due to my various eccentricities, I do think I also keep a flash drive just as part of my general going about the day gear. And I simply just get a copy of all those just in case they'll come up later for blackmail.
Very smart, very smart. All right, so we've gotten this, y'all. Who do you send money to? Who do you send some of their money to in this regard?
Is there a fund for the everything, or is it just do we have a fund for the community that I can just dump all this money in?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's like a community outreach type of GoFundMe where people can help donate to the camp itself. Blankets, food, money, and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this, but I'm also going to, as I type up a donation thing saying for all of your continued service in the community, we would love to thank you for. We would love to present this gift for all of the work you have done and continue to do for us here. You are a valued treasure, and we hope that you are able to stay for as long as we possibly can, and we will continue to assist in this. Just add a little something to make it hard to take it back.
Basil, right? I like it.
How good I dare am at setting this sort of shit up. Don't worry about that.
You don't like? What are you okay? What do you mean you don't like how good you are? So what do you mean?
I need deniability. Y'all cannot help me.
All right. So
Kiki leans forward and is like, "Is there enough for Miss Dottie's GoFundMe?"
Oh, absolutely. That was on the way. I have a list, and I think there is a small list on her phone that says people who helped me. And it is her Robin Hooding, to give back to a bunch of different groups and people who have been there, because unsurprisingly, she got in trouble a lot in her life, and there's a lot of people who have looked out for her.
Well, that's actually really sweet. Oh my god. Okay, so that's what you find in the research and development room. We still have the break rooms and financial advisement to look in. Where do you go next?
At this point, I show up.
Financial?
No, I was just saying, at this point, can I show up?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
We're not gonna have me fight by myself because that's boring.
Yeah, no.
I think Callie walks in with the head of this thing. What are you guys doing?
You're just carrying the head?
Yes?
Do you have the sword at least?
No. That wasn't the trophy she took.
Well, I would like it. It's kind of cool looking. Go great on the wall.
Okay, I'll be right back again. I put the head down and walk away.
That's so fucking funny. Okay. What room?
What's-
Sorry, I don't understand.
Thanks, Google. I appreciate it. God, such a nosy bitch.
I'm gonna go head over to financials. and
Financials?
see if I can get any dirt.
Cool. All right, so you go into the financial advisement office, and it looks like a pretentious accountant's office, a pretentious ass CPA or a lawyer. It's all dark oak wood and big plush furniture and ridiculously expensive like desk and bookshelves that have all of these books. Some of them are in different languages. You know that motherfucker ain't read not a single one of them. It is all just for show, but that's what this room itself looks like. However, the desk that sits in the middle of the office, upon further looking, much like the computer and the research and development, is not locked. The filing cabinets that sit behind this desk as well are not locked.
Okay, humorous. And she's just gonna start looking for files.
So, as you are digging through the files, you end up finding one file in particular. This file says deeds. When you open up the file itself, you see the file is thick. It's like thick. And as you're flipping through the file, you see multiple deeds to homes that are in the camp's area, around in the area, and also more specifically the ones in the outside area that have already been torn down and rebuilt around. Now, the thing about these deeds, everything looks legit, except for the signatures. You're familiar with quite a few of the families and people and names that are on these deeds. Not only are you familiar with them, but you know them and you know their handwriting. This is not their signature.
Is there proof of forgery in this room?
Not 100% tangible proof of forgery. It's just a hunch that you have. And you know you're right because you're familiar with them. But if it was to be taken to a court of law, it probably wouldn't hold its weight in water. You do, however, happen to come across loads of receipts and a spiraled binder that holds lots of different what's the word I'm thinking of, invoices. Those numbers don't match up either. The numbers on those invoices versus the numbers on those receipts, the numbers on those receipts are 3, 4, and 5 times the amount of the number that's on the invoice.
Right. So Nessie's just gonna bring these to the rest of the group. I knew it. they were fucking with numbers the whole time. Also, forging everyone's signatures.
I genuinely didn't think anybody was gonna follow up on this.
Oh, yeah.
When we find this guy, I can.
You cut out for me? That's so funny. I have no
You
idea
cut
what the
out for
hell
me
you
too.
said.
I was like, I don't know what you
Even
said.
I'm so scared.
I'm actually horrified of what you said.
When we find this guy, I can take my time, right?
I don't know if we
All
should
the time
necessarily
in the
kill him,
world.
especially it might cause some division. I don't know how popular he is with Athena.
I don't care.
Okay. I mean, I was gonna say blackmail, but whatever works.
So
that's a yes.
Yeah. She's the goddess of wisdom. This was unwise. She'll understand.
Exactly.
Fair enough. That's not my side of the family, so I kind of
No,
let y'all
it's-
handle issues in
Frankly.
house.
So, y'all have just found a fuck ton of schematics and plans for this temple. Y'all have found a bunch of deeds with fake signatures and even more money laundering receipts.
Yes.
What's in the break rooms?
What's in the break room plural, and why is it plural?
Can I kick in door to break room floor?
Yes.
I mean,
you
it's been
can.
unlocked,
It's already
which is
open.
wild.
It's
Fully
open,
unlocked,
but you can
kick it.
still kick it just for added emphasis.
Locks
for
it
sure.
back so you can bust it
Mhm.
down.
Just cause that's so funny.
I pick up my big Doc Martin Doc boots and kick in the door.
I don't expect anything else from you, actually. So, you kick in the door, waving the 4-4. This is what happens. So, thanks to Nessie completely frying the electrical system previously, we don't have to worry about the keypad that clearly you need to type into to get into this break room. It's wild that it's called a break room because it looks more like a council room. And in the middle of this council room is an extremely massive 3D model of Divinity Financial, the bank. However, upon closer look, there's a red button that's right over to the corner. Does anyone press the button?
If someone doesn't stop me in 2 seconds, I'm hitting that fucking button.
I was
sorry.
gonna hit the button.
So what happens when you hit the button? It does not alarm anyone, but what it does do is change the entire model of the bank right before your eyes. And what happens is you see the bank that everyone sees, and right next to it is this massive, I mean fucking huge church. White marble, extremely ornate, gold fixtures, the whole nine. From that, you can tell this is what the end game plan is for Lewis Financial. He wants to build a monument to his grandparents, capitalism and hubris, and build this temple, this church in their image to garner their favor. This church is sitting on massive blocks of land, and you see the land that Mabel's home sits on. They're demolishing Mabel's home to build a 2-story parking structure for said church. that's what you find in the break rooms.
Is this not some form of heresy? I don't. It feels at least a little heretical.
I mean, they're divinity just like anyone else's parents or grandparents. Just sucks.
Yeah, no, it's pretty bad. So, we know where he's at.
Yeah, where
Or-
the fuck is this guy?
Is there a way? Do we know where his office is? Or, like, we were in his office, right?
You don't have to look in my office.
Even better.
I'm right here.
Oh, thank the.
And when you and you all turn around, and out of a secret compartment in one of the walls in the break room, Louis Barron steps out, looking just as fucking smug and offended as the piece of shit that he is. And he says, "You all are just hell-bent on being the infestation of my every plan, aren't you?"
Do you want me to answer that, or Callie's actively
If you-
stretching?
It feels metaphorical, I'll be honest.
Okay. Do you have like more?
I mean, yeah, I did have some more monologue.
Yeah,
but
go
you know
ahead.
what?
No,
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 you
yeah.
ruined it now. You ruined it now.
You wanna hear it as well? Like, we can.
We want to
Like,
hear
we
it.
don't want to. Yeah.
You know what? It doesn't even matter, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna build this church. I'm gonna let my grandparents know that I'm the best. I'm the most favored grandkid. I have everything, and that all the other grandkids around do nothing along the lines of what I can do here. But you
I'm
know what?
gonna
Don't even
ask-
worry about it. Don't even worry about it.
Okay.
I'm just gonna wipe you all out on my own, and then I'll hit that shame of the camp that you work at after.
On that, can I shoot him?
Let's start initiative.
What's it? What do we
Let's
do?
start
What-
initiative.
What's
So
that?
before you do actually hit them, an initiative in Demigods is anybody can go whenever they want to and take their turn. Just whenever you all go, that's when I get to go after. So before you actually shoot them, Louis backs up and rears up onto, backs up away from where he was standing at. And right before your eyes, he shapeshifts. You now see in front of you a 15-foot tall, hissing cockroach.
Hi.
Why would you? If you could do any, why would you? That
Did you choose this, or this is fucked up?
They're pretty.
You're building a
notoriously
shrine
pretty
to your
hardy.
grandparents, and they did this to you.
you get, you're the bad guy, right?
Louis reaches over and stomps. He's going to try to hit you, Tall.
Me
let's-
or Talia?
Talia. He's gonna try to hit
Okay.
Talia. Let's. Oh. You know what? I'm gonna take fate. I'm going to use one of my favors on this because it did not roll. Oh, okay. Well, that didn't matter at all.
And another one if you need to, if it helps.
Actually, I might just use that other one. Much better. All right. All right. So Talia, what happens is Louis steps one of those nasty, creepy feelers down directly on top of you. You're gonna take 3 harm for me.
Oh, see, the cute thing is, that's what he wanted to do. However, sorry, I was waiting. I was letting you get it out of your system.
I
So
love a GM fuck you mechanic. Please continue.
so fun. Well, I'm going to use my ascendant to move bait and switch. Why would you ever want to be the center of attention? It lets me use someone else's. Now, if I remember correctly, my lovely Reaper there, Nessie, does have one that makes you impervious to harm. Yes, it does. For this moment, you are impervious to harm. So I think I kind of just like give a little wink to Nessie, thank you. And as it like sort of like tries to step on me, I just kind of like sidle, like walk almost through it, and like blow a kiss, like you tried your best. And I think when I like regain form to that of like corporealness, I think my hair has started like the white of my hair is starting to like grow, and I think you see sort of like just a hint of green on my bottom lip, a little bit of venom there.
Sexy, I love it. All right, so you make yourself, you popping one of your ascendance moves, you make yourself impervious to harm, and the stomp that would have dealt you 3 harm. Essentially, what happens is you kind of like get squished and then pop back up like a spring, completely unharmed, and it's just like a crater that's around you from where the impact of that crush was at. Who's next? Who wants to go next?
Me. I say wrong fucking move. I'm gonna fuck him up.
I kind of figured that.
Here we go. I get a thread. That's 260. I'm at 3 threads. That's a total of 14. I would like to exchange harm, protect myself, crush them.
Okay. Let me go back to.
So exchange harm, we heard it. Like that's how I get to do damage.
Yep.
Protect myself. I'll take -1 harm. Crush them. I do +1 harm to them. I do have a epic weapon. I don't know what that means.
Okay, let me double check, but I'm pretty sure epic. I'll say epic epic weapons do 4, if I'm not mistaken. Scrolling through. Yeah, I think so.
I will be shouting and tossing, which is my favorite thing. So when the foot comes down, Talia, I run up that foot and then jump off his head and shoot him like right in the head.
Jesus Christ, Austin, my God. Okay, so, Jesus words, I've been speaking this entire night. So, we have in our chat, we've gotten some incentives. Those incentives, we got 2 of weaken the opposition. So Lewis is already starting with depleted health out the get-go. And Austin just depleted it some more. Hell fucking yeah. All right. Who's next?
Do I get hurt? We exchange harm. I only
yes, yeah. So you'll take 1, unless you have armor that
I do not
reduces that. So yeah, so you'll take 1. Let us see here. Sorry, I gotta go to ping. Who's next?
Gwen, do you have something?
I mean, I got something. Nessie, who again is a Reaper. She is somebody who shepherds the dead into the afterlife. She's not supposed to be out here doing damage. She's not a killer. However, Nessie is a drifter. She's a couch surfer. She has wanderlust. But this is the only place she's ever called home. And she's not going to let that happen. So she is going to smite her enemy. However, she has whirlwind, which means that she rolls that with judgment instead. And it just means that she can't choose to protect herself, and it will cause collateral damage, and I'll show you what that is after I roll.
Okay.
We'll use a face favor on that one. Yeah, okay. So that's another 11.
Awesome.
To remember which do. Okay, cool. 10 plus, choose 3 from below. Will exchange harm, will crush them, and make an opening +1 forward for the next ally.
Sick.
So what Nessie does is the coins that make up her eyes flip to skulls and crossbones, and there is just another very loud bell toll, and it rings out for just a moment, and then a ferry boat crashes through the ceiling.
What?
And onto him.
Huh?
Okay.
Gwen, you managed to bring Looney Tunes bullshit into everything you do, and I love you for it.
Okay.
We're dropping boats now?
You know, they said as a GM, you're never gonna be able to prep for what your players do, but like, my God. Okay. Yeah. So you exchange harm, so you'll take a point of harm. He'll also take 2 points of harm in this regard, as a fucking ferry boat crashes through this bank ceiling into this 15-foot cockroach. All right.
I set
Wow.
y'all up.
That's fucking amazing. Okay, Candace, I think
I'm gonna
it's
use
your
my
turn,
I'm gonna
baby.
use my ascendance move. We're going all
Let's
in.
go. Let's fucking
So
go.
one of the things that you just said is you create an opportunity for an ally, right?
You get a +1.
Okay, so I'm going to use that momentum and the gigantic hole that you have made in the ceiling of this place. My ascendance move is Stampede. The living world needs you now more than ever, and you can see exactly what needs to be done. Through this hole ceiling, you see vines and flora and trees, like branches, reach out into this, and they like form kind of like a column and spike right down in the middle of this cockroach. And they shoot out through the different like walls and windows around, completely destroying this bank, like bringing it around, bringing it down like around the rest of us. I would like to argue that this is extra effective because we are standing at the spot that unites us as our spindle, because this used to be Miss Dottie's place. So bringing this down as an act of togetherness is like an act of community. So I want to like get everybody's stuff together and just like
I
smash it.
one fucking stellar, abso-fucking-lutely. Yeah, so 100% standing right here. I'll actually even do you one even better. This is going to cost Lewis like 5 harm. This is going to be a nasty, gnarly bit for him that he's going to take. And together, you as your team, your family, your compatriots, your comrades, standing together here in the spot that really brought you together as a family, not just the camp itself, but that lovely bodega, Miss Dottie's, that Miss Dottie lived right on top of the one that you would go to and you get your bacon, egg, and cheese every morning, or you get your chopped cheese every afternoon. Always knew, everyone there always knew just how to make your coffee order. That bodega cat sat there and loved on you and ran in between your legs and purred every time you saw them. That is the stock that you are standing in right now. Those memories, those feelings, that love, regardless of if that building is still there, it is built in the foundation of this. That can never be taken away. That land where it sits at, that is always going to be ours, no matter how you dress it up. So, with that massive fucking thorn that comes in and crushes it directly through Lewis, you hear this pained hiss, like a cockroach that's been set on fire, almost. And it starts to get smaller and smaller and smaller until it is just Lewis, pinned by that thorn. And he rips himself off from it, staggering away from you all, off over into the corner. And he looks up at you, blood pooling out of his mouth and ears. This won't be the last. And just as quickly as he disappeared earlier, he's gone. And in his wake, there's a piece of paper that floats out of the ground and lands in the puddle of blood that Lewis left behind, that black ichor that he bled. Does anyone grab the document and read it? On that document is a new deed. This deed is for Miss Mabel's home. It's giving her the ability to stay there. They're not going to demolish it now. She still has some years. This deed itself protects her land at least for the next 10 years. We can do a lot of things in 10 years, guys. So, with that new contract in hand, signed by Lewis, Miss Mabel's home is now saved, at least for now. You all make your way back over to Freedman's, and it is Jubilee. Miss Mabel is so besides herself, and she's pressing kisses to your foreheads and giving you hugs, and everyone is screaming and cheering and dancing and just so genuinely happy that y'all saved this camp now. You pass over those documents and all of that information that you learned while being in the headquarters off over to Denai and Theo, where they put them in a very special, very private, known, safe spot here on our land for safekeeping, just in case somebody decides to get, somebody decides to nuck if they buck a little bit later on. We have that in our pockets. Denai, her face is a look of pride and still a bit skeptical. She believed that y'all could do it, but she's got to keep up appearances. So she's not going to goad and pamper you all as everybody else is right now, but she does give you that head nod. that subtle head nod of acknowledgement, of appreciation, and respect. And all is well in the camp. It's still in time to finish up Counselor's Week in enough time and get ready for those influx of campers within the next couple of days. So thank you, Demigods, for fighting for your town and your community. It won't ever be forgotten. But while our heroes are celebrating their successes, there's something you don't see. Somewhere off in space, in between time of this mortal world and something else, sits a dark room with a singular spotlight centered on a small table with 2 chairs. The silence is deafening, and then we hear the creak of 2 doors opening from opposite sides of the room. Footsteps ring out across this floor before the 2 figures sit down at the table. The figure on the right of the table is dressed in a pink tweed power suit, and she smiles salaciously to the other figure. I am so glad you were able to meet me on such short notice. I have an offer that I think could mutually benefit the both of us. We weren't as fortunate this time around as we were the last, but that group is getting more resilient and more powerful. They're becoming a bigger problem than we all could have ever expected. The voice replies with a tone that sends shivers down your spine. Their body is made of thick, black, slime-like goo that moves in unnatural ways. There's outlines of souls that look like they're trying to escape the goo that are breaking out from every angle, and their eyes shine bright, glimmering red. I'm waiting, Magda, for you to start explaining how your bid for greed can help my cause. Magda smiles herself. Well, see here, I spoke with Delphi, and just think about what it is that you could sow. With our influence and our power, we could further your plan not only here, but all over. Mason, this could change the tides in all our favors. This gives Mason some thought before he grins. And that grin, the slime opens up to reveal these horrifically jagged and serrated teeth, and he smiles and laughs. He laughs deeply at that, the sound of that laughter sounding similar to the screams of a million trapped souls before reaching across the table and shaking Magda's hand. And in that moment, fear and capitalism made a pact. And the outcome of that can only be told with the passing of time. And that is where we're going to end our session.
Yo!
Hey, yo!
Sam!
This guy's so lucky Sam was narrating. I was like, wait, I have an ascendance move. I'm like, Sam's narrating. Okay. All right.
Thank you all so much. I am going to do outroductions to my fantabulous cast. I have been Samm Star, your herald. You can find me all across the interwebs at Lust for Life X. More specifically, you can find me here on Transplanar RPG playing Lumira in the Chaos Protocol. I'm gonna pass on over introductions to Candace. Where can we find you? What are you up to now? What's next for you?
Hello. My name is Candace, also known as Candace the Magnificent. It has been so fantastic being here. I am honored to be on Transplanar, honored to be celebrating this 5th year anniversary, and even more honored to be at your very first GM'd table, Sam. You blow me away every time, and today was no different. You can find me at the Candace Marie on Blue Sky, at Candace the Magnificent everywhere else, and hear my work on 3 Black Halflings, Bloom and Blight, and plenty of other places. Check me out on social and see what I'm up to. Thank you so much.
Dare.
Hi, hey, and hello. I'm Dare, pronouns she, they, they, it. If you enjoy me just getting into trouble and bullshit, you can find me pretty much anywhere on the internet at Dare to Dream RPG. Say it with me, folks. DARE, the number 2, DREAM RPG. Normally, you can see me tomorrow on Imagination Arcade, where I'm playing Marvel Multiverse as the cutest little mutant who may be an Omega level. I'm normal there. Or you can find me streaming on my own Twitch channel, same name as before, where I'm playing Baldur's Gate, probably going to start Deltarune soon, and some Elden Ring Night Rain. And I'm going to throw it over to Gwen.
Well, that's me. Hi, I'm Gwen. I've been Nessie Boatman tonight. She, her for both. You can find me at Glitchy Pixie, most places, or glitchypixie.com if you want to be more direct about it. You can catch me being Diane Cook on Laurie's House by Tender Vicious Studios, which just dropped its 5th episode. That's going to be coming out for a while, so don't miss it. And if you've already listened to it, you should do it again. I'm also a game designer. I've designed a game called Fuck Your Ghost. If you're very queer and into necromancy, you should check it out. And that's all from me. I'm going to just pass it on over to Austin.
Hey, buddy, I'm Austin. My pronouns are he, they, she. I just got done playing Callie J, whose pronouns are she, they. Me, Austin, though, I'm an award-winning game writer and you can find me anywhere to be found on the internet as at Sailor SCT Austin. You can also find me on my podcast, Secret Histories and Their Mysteries. That's Secret Histories and Their Mysteries. We're up on the Max Fun Network. We come out weekly or anywhere you get your fine podcasts. Other than that, check out my socials and website to see what I am up to. I'm not gonna make a whole list for you. I don't think we want to be here for that. But I'm gonna pass it to the secret hidden member of our team, Drac. Let the people hear you.
Hi,
People
everyone.
hear you, Drac.
I'm Drac. I've been the secret member of this whole group. I've been doing tech production. It's an awesome game. Get to have front row seats, I guess back row seats or behind the stage seats. I think that probably makes more sense to what's going on here. It's been really cool, and I'm very happy to have been able to lend a hand here. You can find me on all socials at Draconics. That's DRAKONIQUES. I'm mostly on Blue Sky. That's just edit.itch.io. I do teach RPG stuff. I perform, produce, like you can see here, and write teach RPG stuff. I think the only thing I will shout out is that I am the producer and one of the players of a podcast called Sacred Machinations, which is a mech meets divinity and godhood kind of campaign using a system of the same name that I am currently writing. So the actual play is actually doubling as a playtest of the system and the game, with some people you probably recognize, like I don't know, C and Connie. We've got Hamner in that group as well. We've got a killer cast, but many of them from Transplanar for very good reason. But yeah, you can check that out every Tuesday. Comes every week. We've had a few technical difficulties, so you have to wait a little bit longer for the next episode. But we have 5 episodes out, so you can catch up. But yeah, that's me. I'm gonna throw it back over to Sam.
Thank you all so much for tuning in and celebrating Juneteenth and helping us raise money for the T.S. Madison Starter House. Thanks to your incredibly generous donations, we have raised a total of $2,600. That is fucking unbelievable. My wildest dream was 1K, and y'all have absolutely smashed it out of the park. Y'all are so unbelievably fantastic. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, genuinely. This stream concludes our Chaos celebration for this week for our 5-year channelversary month. Thank you to everyone for participating by making fan works, tuning in to our premiere rerun, and of course, tuning in tonight for our Demigods one-shot. Next week, we'll be celebrating God Killer Last Hope. Let's get some Last Hope hype in the chat. Keep your eyes peeled on Transplanar RPG's Blue Sky on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday for themed prompts about Last Hope. All fan works you make this month, as well as all fan works you may have made in the past, are eligible to be submitted for our anniversary zine, which we'll put together after June and publish on Connie's itch.io account. All proceeds from our anniversary zine will go towards mutual aid and liberation. Tune in Monday, June 23rd at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our Last Hope premiere listening party. Connie and C are going to be making some fun-ass, hilarious-ass commentary while they revisit Godkiller Last Hope, episodes 1 and 2. Hear me one more time. Episodes 1 and 2. 2 episodes a time. So it's definitely not something that you want to miss. Of course, that following Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, we have more streams at 8 p.m. Eastern, which we'll be revisiting, like I said, all of Godkiller Last Hope, 2 episodes at a time. So that's 2 episodes on Monday, 2 episodes on Tuesday, 2 episodes on Thursday, and the last 2 on fucking Friday. Let's go. Finally, all of these events and initiatives will help us on our path to Twitch partner. Whether it's seed submissions, charity donations, watching our streams, engaging in our social media and our Discord, all of this is incredibly helpful for showing Twitch that we have a thriving community, that we give back to the space, and that our values are strong and resonant. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart for tuning in to Freedman's Summer Sanctuary of Extraordinary Youth. We will see you this upcoming Monday, June 23rd at 8 p.m. for our Last Hope watch party. But in the meantime, as my dear and beloved friend Connie would say, Shpizo Bizo.